What's good, dudes? How you doing, Realm? With Christmas arriving faster than I expected, aka I didn't pay attention, I'd been kicked off the train for not having a ticket, it seems like. I completely forgot about the holiday, and since it's last second, I'm just gonna get my folks gift cards. With me botching Christmas this year, it got me pondering how I could spin this to be a better opportunity for them. Like, how can I get my family to believe that gift cards are a good idea? But personally, when I was younger, I loved gift cards because I always went to Gamestop or similar stores with them, and I ran through so many Visa gift cards. Visa themselves called the FBI on me and told them I'm acting suspicious. I had too many gift cards every holiday. I'm joking, obviously. I've only had one run-in with the FBI, and that's because I threatened to rip a high point at a douche nozzle. Rambling on, I spent my Christmas money on video games, and this Christmas, I imagine you guys will too. God, I'm sick. But anyways, I hope your holidays are enjoyable. Mr. Man joined me today to put together a list of new and upcoming games for you gamers out there wondering what to buy with your Santa doubloons. So while you're in the living room impatiently waiting for your folks to be done with presents, go ahead and enjoy episode 1 of theREALM. Mr. Man, how you doing?
I'm good. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh, man. So I just want to know, what do you plan on doing for this Christmas?
I'd love to be able to go somewhere, but it's been so cold I haven't been able to leave my house in 3 days because my truck won't start. Fucking hood's frozen shut, man. I can't even boost it if I wanted to. I could fuck with it, but I might break something. On the upside, I had this week off so I could hang out with my kids, so that worked out, but go a little stir crazy.
That's cool, but I figured I'd bring you in because this game chat was kind of created out of Underdorks, the first few episodes before Perennia came about. Well, before I got involved with Perennia. Because you remember, you would bring in your sessions and I would talk about D&D related stuff and ask questions. And then that kind of gave me the idea for a game chat, and I forget how our first one came about. I think we just said, what it was is, you wanted to take an off week so you can let the party fight through your dungeon, and we decided to do a game chat instead. But because of that, it created an idea for theREALM, and theREALM is just basically talking about a gaming topic, a gaming subject, like how campers are terrible, or how microtransactions are ruining gaming, or your favorite video games, what you're into, what's a good genre, what future genre is coming to be the biggest, trumping battle royales, that type of thing. And anybody and everybody that listens, that makes content, that is just a random gamer like Mr. Man here, they're invited, as long as you just hit me up and say, hey, I wanna talk about this. But anyways, I came up with that because of our game chats, well, because of our D&D chats. So it only made sense that I brought you in, well, not brought you in, but you just follow along in this different adventure.
I'm totally content to let you do more talking for once. Go hard.
Yeah. I wrote this script. There's a lot more to it, but when I got to a certain point, it's like, well, it's just a lot of add-on jokes. I don't really need that. But when you were younger, what was the console that you really loved playing? Like, for me, it was a 360 because that was the thing when I was a teenager.
I stopped using consoles at PS2. I enjoyed the PS2.
Oh, you went to PC?
And I played the original Xbox, but I've been PC Master Race as long as I could be. I was always fascinated by computer games, which I found far more rewarding, I guess, than a console game. Because remember, you couldn't really save on console games for a little while there, too.
Certain consoles needed, like, the extra pack. Like, the 64 needed the expansion pack thing that was, like, $50. And it made it necessary for you to play 3 games. 3 games to see, you either couldn't play them or you couldn't save, so you had to restart. I think it was GoldenEye, you couldn't save. Perfect Dark, you couldn't play the single player. And then there was another one.
The original Super Mario. My mom used to get pissed at me for leaving the console on all night.
Well, yeah, you had to, though, but those were built to stay on all night.
The original Nintendo got pretty hot.
It's still built to last. Excuse me. But do you have any specific Christmases where you got the game you've been waiting for, or did you just buy everything yourself?
My dad was never down with video games, so I never got any game stuff until No, just old
I'm
school
just kidding,
farm boy.
guys.
The only gaming thing I ever got that I recall was I got a Game Boy for Christmas, and I got Tetris with it, and fuck, I don't remember the other game I got with it, but I played both those games to fucking death because I took the bus. So my parents sympathized that I was bored on the fucking bus all the time, so they got me a Game Boy to keep me interested.
That's not okay. Well then, since you can't really answer the question I was shooting for, what is your favorite Christmas/Christmas present? Because it is the holidays. Like, this is getting uploaded Christmas Day.
I guess the best present I ever got would have been my boombox.
Ooh.
It was just funny because
94?
no, I'll be earlier, 91, 92.
Okay. Before I was born.
Yeah, it was just a cool memory because my dad got us each a boombox, and I have two younger sisters, and the smallest sister got the smallest boombox, and the next sister got the next one, and then I got like the one where you could take the speakers off and remotely route them, and it had a CD player and a double tape player in it, so you could record from CDs to tapes.
So you had the
I always had a
advanced
tape
boombox.
player. Yeah, CD players were a little out of my realm. I did get a CD player for the next Christmas. Yeah, I think that'd be my best memory, is getting that boombox. It saw me a long time through my life. I never stopped using it till like I left home in '99.
Well then, what was your first tape on that boombox?
Oh, now you're asking for.
Yeah, I'm digging.
You know what?
You
I
can't
couldn't
give me
tell
my
you the
gaming
date.
Christmas memory,
Yeah.
so
I don't place much value in stuff. I more remember the memory around getting this stuff.
I understand.
That makes any
I was well. That's why I said favorite moment or a gift.
Yep. So yeah, it'd be the moment of getting that cool
Okay.
gift. Plus, it was at my cousin's. We'd never had a Christmas away from our own home before, so it was kind of neat. There was just a shitload of presents being unwrapped because my cousins were 4 kids. There's 6, 7 kids opening presents, and yeah, it was pretty neat.
I feel it. And when it comes to like gifts and memories, I'm kind of the same way. I remember, like, that's why I worded it. Like, what was your favorite gift or memory? I don't know my exact words because I'm retarded. So my ADHD, the second I say something, I know what I said. I just don't know it word for word. I've admitted to saying a lot of shit I shouldn't have just because, like, I don't know what I said. But anyways, for me, my favorite gift, like, it was also kind of like a memory, but I remember getting an Xbox. Actually, it was the time every console I got for Christmas was my best moment in memory. Because I remember one year I got a new 360. I was on PC gaming because I was doing my freshman year in high school. I was doing internet school, and I figured out how to flash drive LimeWire. I think it was version 14 because it had
LimeWire,
It had a built-in web browser that operated on a proxy. So I skirted by their IP blocks, or not their IP block. I skirted by their content filter and download filter. But I used that, and I was PC gaming. But I remember getting a new Xbox 360 because my Xbox Arcade was old, it was freezing up, and it was an Xbox Arcade. Those were like one of the worst built 360s. But I got a new one, and I just remember hopping on every. I was a part of like G4 forums, G4 TV forums, the gaming television show network. Machinima was just starting, so I was big into the Call of Duty scene, talking on forums and chat rooms for Machinima. And I'd hop on Counter-Strike Source and tell my clan, my guild, like, Merry Christmas. And I remember going through the internet doing that. And it's crazy I never made content back then because I knew so many people. And I just want to say that I miss gaming communities, you know, like back when everyone wanted to group together as a community, even if they didn't like meeting new people, they'd still join communities just so they had a group to play with no matter what, whenever they got bored. But I just remember doing that. But that's you know, every time I got a console. But even when I was like 26 and got my PS4, I was the same way. I just hopped on all the websites and Discord servers I was in and said Merry Christmas, and then squatted up on Elder Scrolls Online. But
I was too old to really do much video gaming stuff when like getting presents was a thing. After you're 19, 20, you just buy the shit you want. Visit relatives.
Well, okay. Well, did you ever take Christmas money to buy yourself a video game off Steam, or
Steam didn't exist.
So, God damn it.
I just have to
Boomer.
throw in context that
I
like
know.
1997, I was 17 years old.
You're about 10
So the
years older than
context
me.
of Christmas and what I'm remembering is from a long time ago, where a lot of the newer shit just it wasn't there. Like, and in my 20s, I never looked at the internet. It was strictly a way to get free music, pirated music, and to keep up on whatever my hobby was, like D&D forum. And I'd be in like one forum, and that's where my interest in the internet stopped. I was with my old lady and going out and doing stuff and hanging out with my buddies and that kind of thing. So yeah,
I got you.
I guess we're just on that one.
What I'm shooting for is like, did you ever have to go, like, did you ever go to the mall with money to buy a game, or did you like ever take whatever bit of money and go to the game store and like have to go through game by game to find something that is you think would be worth your time?
I remember trying to buy the original Fallout, and I had to go to a few different spots to get it.
Was it out?
One that was so bad. And then I finally got it, and I got to my buddy's house, and it filled up like his entire fucking hard drive. So him and me went through the whole thing.
Wasn't it?
It was, yeah, but you had like 100 megabyte fucking drive back then. Drives were not that big, right? So and Fallout was like a bunch of discs. So then we had to go through and try to delete all the shit to make room for it. And oh man, it was back. That was funny.
The original launch, not any patches, updates, contents. It's Fallout 1.0, version 1.0 is 521 megs, half a giggy. But see, that's what I was kind of shooting for, like the anticipation of getting a game and then getting to the place where you're going to play it, be it at a friend's house or at your house. Because this is the holiday season and there's a lot of games coming out, and it's been years since G4 was like a fun, relevant thing, been years since Machinima was relevant. I figured, we could do our own little version of like, not a holiday buyer's guide per se, but more of games that's released or upcoming to spend your Christmas money on. It's not going to be titled that, but that's the gist. You take your Christmas money, or if you're looking to buy yourself something, there's a lot of games coming out, and we picked a few. Mr. Man and I each picked a few. We kind of he stuck to Steam and PC mostly. I kind of did everything, most things that were cross-platform. And, we're not going to give prices or anything. We're just going to watch some gameplay, a little bit of trailer maybe, and then discuss what we think of the game. But, it's kind of a few ideas in one. It kind of covers a few things, but I don't see people do this anymore, so I figured we would do it. This is a last second idea anyways. I haven't played in a Discord group. I haven't played with a squad in a little bit, so I haven't talked a lot of video games. So I figured I'd pull you into my autism. I'm not autistic, everybody. I'm just making a joke. But so I asked you to grab a list of games that are releasing or coming out, or that, I just asked you to get a list of games. So what is the first one, if you don't mind sending it through prep?
Okay, I was just going to go through the Steam store because we picked a day where everything's on sale to do this.
Well, that's perfect. And then I can just log in on Steam on my browser.
Yeah. And they'll just tell you the game and you can just pull it up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the game that was at top of my list I've already bought for myself because it was like $10.
Oh, what was it?
So I've been a little bit addicted lately to watching giant full-scale Warhammer battles, like Warhammer 40k battles with different mods. So Men of War 2, or Men of War Assault Squad 2, or whatever, however the hell you say it.
Dude,
that game has an amazing goddamn mod for it that has like every single Warhammer unit you can think of. And you can just fucking kill each other.
Or is it Warhammer?
Yeah, Men of War.
Oh, okay.
Men of War 2 Assault Squad, or else it's Men of War Assault Squad 2. I don't know. I just got it. I just know that it exists from the YouTube.
I'm going to have to log into my Proton mail, so I'm just about to snip this out. But we'll continue on that game here in a second. I forgot, since I'm logging into Steam on my browser, it's two-factor, and I'm using it I'm using an email essentially to two-factor. Oh no, my dumbass wiped my history because my C drive, which is not my primary drive, but it's like my default PC hard drive, 500 gigs are filled up, and I'm constantly deleting browser history and shit to get like 20 free gigs. I don't know how I'm gonna deep clean my PC to where I get space. But what? Hold on, who nah? All right, pretend you didn't see that. All right, okay, we're here now. What is the game? We're continuing.
It's Men of War.
Men of War. Okay.
Assault Squad 2 or else Men of War 2 Assault Squad. One of the two.
Yeah, I see it. It popped up.
So that game right now at this time, yeah, 5 for the base, but I bought like the deluxe for 11 because I want to make sure that when I get the mod, everything works.
All right, okay.
So then from there, I bought that, and then I've already installed the mod, but of course it didn't work. It's a fucking mod, and I just didn't have patience to deal with it today.
This is Men of War 2. It's a RTS, is what this is.
I think so. It's like Command and Conquer from what I'm telling here.
There's like there's 4X, and then there's RTS. So it's a strategy RTS sim. Okay. So yeah, okay. It's like well, we'll just watch the video. I don't know why I had this all built in my head, and now I'm blundering it. Let's turn on.
Just let it take its form. Don't try to control it. Let the force flow through you.
Yeah. All right. So and then since these are minute-long videos, we can watch both of them. Well, that's cool. You can blow stuff up.
Yeah, I'm just finding a video we can take a quick look at. I've been horribly addicted to these for last week. I'll just like smoke a joint and sit there and watch a battle. And then I went the unification one. I already own that game. So then I like sat down and played the unification one. So that was pretty cool. And then
this is dope. So if you get
I'm just putting it in prep right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say thank you. Skull Kid can't fucking do that. I mean, he can, but he'll post it in the server, then he'll DM it to me, then he'll text me, and then he'll tag me.
Remember where you want it? Yeah, I know. That's fine. I got you covered.
What we start the stream with is how the vector of communication is going to be. Unless I need to DM you while someone in chat, it needs to be talked about.
So we've now showed the game. So now maybe show a video. Yeah, that's what we should do. Find a game and watch something. Right, so I haven't even watched this one myself, and yeah, it's loud a little bit at your rate.
Yeah, I'm going to turn this.
So I played as Eldar, and I have a pretty oddball craft world. It's called Ymeloc, Ymeloc, and they had that craft world in not this version because I haven't actually played it yet, but the unification one that I'm going to show you next.
This is crazy.
That one I've got to play my army that I have, which was pretty sweet. The only army I can't find in there that I want to play with that I own is the Tempestus Scion army. They don't seem to have a standalone one.
So, okay. I just want to point out the graphics in this. This is an older game, ain't it?
Apparently, I don't really know.
The
mods are
okay.
Yeah, not horribly old. A mere 8 years.
This is multiplayer, 1v1 and 8v8. So that's 8 armies versus 8 armies.
Yeah, it'd be pretty fun. I wanna play that with someone. I want to play Unification because that's a survival mode, and in this one, I'd like to play to just fuck around. Dude, for $6, you can't really go wrong. Yeah. Although I'd really spring for the $11 one and get the whole works.
Yeah, mine as well. It's only a few bucks more, and it gives me all the content. But I wanted to point out the 2D, 3D graphics, if that makes sense. Like it's a 2D texture on a 3D model, if you can see it.
Yeah, that's way beyond my nerd. I don't know the distinctions.
Yeah, I just looking at it, you could tell by how blurry it is right here. Just even in its upload state, it's probably like 480p. I'm not judging the graphics. I'm pointing out like it has that old school feel. But usually when games kind of cheapen some of the graphics or textures, I hope if they're a competent developer, that means they put resources in the gameplay. So when the game comes out and it doesn't have the best graphics, I don't discount it. I'm like, there might be some gold hidden in there that I got to experience rather than see. But let's see. I'll skip ahead and we'll watch about 30 seconds of this big battle. Just to get an idea.
Yeah, I know. It's a 20-minute battle, but it gives you a good idea. So just picture every Warhammer 40k army there is, pretty much.
That's
pretty good. They do neat stuff.
The sex elves, right? The Hellraiser type of elves.
There's Dark Eldar. I think those are the ones you're thinking of.
Because I know Eldars, like they became corrupted because they got super into like, what is that? Slanesh, right? I don't know Warhammer lore. We should do a stream where you teach me Warhammer lore.
Sure, if you want. I'm
uh,
sorry, it's a bit too blurry. I can't tell who it is. I'll just look at the
you're
name.
good. It looks like a whole bunch of Imperial type soldiers, like the human army with Halo combat armor. The humans, like you see their face.
Yeah,
and
it's Imperial Guard and Eldar. So yeah, it's humans versus space elves. But
Yeah.
these are not the hedonistic ones that you're thinking of. Those are the Dark Eldar. Or the
That's who Alive and
Eldari.
Well. If you remember Alive and Well when he was active, he was super into Eldar, but Dark Eldar, but he criticized them because they were degens. He's like, they're fucking degen, femboy loving weirdos, but I like playing them. I respected that though. You can criticize something you still like enjoying. But this is pretty cool. This reminds me of Tom Clancy's End War, which is the same game, like army builder, combat. But this looks sick. I might get this game. I'm not huge into RTS. I suck, but it might be a fun experience.
Oh, there's a Star Wars mod for it too.
Oh.
Basically, any large-scale war thing you can think of. That game's old enough now that you can get a mod for it.
Well, since we're talking about games to play, this game already came out, but it's a military sim called Squad, and it has a modded community. It's basically the new age Arma
Squad?
3.
I know about Squad.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of giving this out to the people who don't know also. Yeah. Gameplay, no comment. I always like looking up no commentary just so we're not taking someone's voice away. And
yeah, there's a guy called Karma Cut.
Oh, I know him.
And,
well, I don't know him, but I've seen some of the videos.
He's really into Squad. He was a really big pusher of it. He's quite a large YouTuber from my understanding, and yeah, he's cool. I tried to join his servers and play his games with him, but those guys are way more hardcore than me.
I listen and watch Remy Down Under Gaming. He's an Australian dude that plays Arma 3. They do a lot of the co-op.
Remy?
Yeah, I love Remy, dude. I found him one day looking up Arma 3 no commentary. He popped up even though I wanted no commentary. And then I love that community, the community they built. There's like a few hundred people in that practice and treat the game like it's a real operation. It kind of reminds me of the game Ground Branch, which we'll look at because that's a early access shooter, a tactical shooter. But as you can see, this is Squad. I would say a newer Arma 3 because it released and it kind of is, since it's first person only, there's no third person glitches, there's no weird perspective issues. It's buggy, but buggy in a different way. But see, you're all riding as a squad. You need to play together as a squad. Like when your commander tells you to go do something, if you don't, they can kick you out of your team, remove fire team lead. It's pretty cool. So other squads can oust you from control, I think. That or your squad can. I know that for a fact. But look how good the graphics are.
Yeah, the mod that I got for so Bannerlord's another game I want to look at. Oh, yeah, and Bannerlord has an old world Warhammer mod that takes like 25 minutes to load the game. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I tried it last night.
Well, I brought up Squad because they have a Star Wars mod. I'm not going to play Drewski's audio just so I don't want to disrespect him and slap us. Remove the video because we stole his jokes. But as you can see, just in the intro alone, it's just take Squad's graphics and apply Star Wars aesthetic over it, and it's a better battle. What is it? Not Battlefield. Battlefront. It's a better Battlefront. You remember the old school Battlefronts, man? How awesome they were.
We played old school Battlefront. Yep.
You can still play on Battlefront 2. I know Steam still sells it, and it has an online population. But that's Squad's Star Wars mod. You brought up Star Wars mod on the other game, so I was like, perfect segue to this. I don't have any other mill sims on my list. But where's Prep? All right. So what do you got? You said Bannerlord, right? Let's go back to Steam.
Well, you can do one of yours now.
Well, I did Squad. All right, so Mountain Blade. Mountain Blade is a medieval simulator type of game. It's a first-person game, and its travel system is very unique. You get an overworld map that you can scroll through and click on, but you get this overworld map, and it's in 3D, and you click on locations, you click on the ground, and it sends an icon of you and your party to that point you clicked. But as you travel through the world, other parties traveling in the overland map could, approach you, and then it opens up like a confrontation or a chat. But they released a game 2 years ago, it's 2020, and it is a long-awaited title. It did not come out this year. It was early access last year. It was early access.
Yeah, it was early access. That's when I got the game, was when it was early access.
Yeah, I did too when they added that multiplayer mod, or it turned it to an MMO.
I want to try that. That looks like fun, and you can just run your own server.
It's multiplayer, right? On its own, yeah, it's multiplayer. I have this game. I'm gonna download this instead of Vermintide.
Yeah, we can play this together. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Cause I play. I did 2 streams once before. One on that first-person full loot MMO called Mortal Online 2, which we could check out because that's a new MMO, and another first-person like medieval game I was playing at the time. It was Mortal Online 2, and there was what is it? Gloria Victis, which is PvP, like directional style combat, like Mount and Blade. You have like your diagonal slashes, your horizontal and vertical slashes. It uses the same combat system, but there's a few games with that. But this is Mount and Blade, which is like, it's kind of hard to explain what genre this is, because this is like semi RTS and strategy, but it's also adventure, medieval simulator. It's a lot of things. But you can have.
Yeah, it also has a bunch. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it has massive 100 versus 100 battles. What were you gonna say?
You can actually up that. I've had 500 on a 500 for 1,000 men.
You can hit
there's some great mods for it. You can actually get an RTS mod, so you can zoom out from your guy and play it like Total War. There's also quite a few mods for it. It was built very mod friendly. I'm very much over the original map because I played it from new release. That's why I wanted to try the Old Realms map. Someone's actually made a Planet Earth map. Or not Planet Earth, a European map, I guess, is more accurate. And the European map, someone's already put all the things in there, so the old Roman Empire that they're mimicking is actually on Europe.
Did they finish the persistence mod to turn it to an MMO? Because that's what makes an MMO, is massive multiplayer and persistent world. I know Mount and Blade Banner War, what is it, Mount and Blade Warband, the last one, that has a persistence mod on PC that turned it to an MMO. It's mostly inhabited by European, like Germans and Russians.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I haven't really looked into the multiplayer aspect. I only found out it had multiplayer aspect at release. I never really paid much attention to it till then, really. Like, in that regard. I'd played the game, I did quite well. I ended up getting like 1 million gold, and I had a few castles. But that game is such a fucking time sink. Jesus Christ. And the computer does the dumbest shit imaginable. Nothing happens unless you're involved. Otherwise, they'll fight over the same piece of dirt like Vietnam for fucking ever. That's my most aggravating part of that game.
I'm gonna look up funny AI. Because you talk about the AI. I don't know if this is Warband or Bannerlord, but this is still, the AI is still just as smart as the other games. They're both interchangeable when it comes to AI. Combat's different though. But they're just going back and forth, not doing anything. So you're right. I've seen videos on Gamesprout, which is like a compilation channel. They had a moment where there was an AI just cracking at the wall instead of the front door to take down a castle to break in and win. This AI was just smacking the stone wall, not doing any damage. But this is your pick. Mount and Blade's a good choice. And since we're talking about that kind of combat, there's Mortal Online 2, which is a full loot MMORPG, massive multiplayer online role-playing game.
Yeah, I think you've actually talked to me about this after one of our recordings once.
Yeah, this is like a hardcore MMO. You die, you drop everything. But
yeah, okay, that's the real deal, yeah.
it takes like Mountain Blade combat and adds like Conan Exile Survival to it.
Yeah, my buddy's playing Conan Exiles. That's a game we're
Oh,
talking
it's
about.
so
That looks like
fun.
fun.
Especially when you get the Isle of Sipta, which adds like world bosses and more quests to do. But I didn't know how deep the game got until I started doing NPC quests. I'm like, damn, there's a story and everything in here.
Seamless world with no instances or loading screens.
But this is a video just telling people that it's an MMO that has it's an open world. You can play it how you want. Obviously, other players are going to try to kill you. But it's one of the few MMOs that exists like this.
Yeah, it reminds me of DayZ, where it's far more economical to kill somebody and take all their shit than to try and do it from the beginning.
MMO,
which is funny.
and medieval. Like there's magic, but it's like kind of limited, very involved, very accurate. Like if you miss the tip of your sword, that pixel misses the little nick of flesh you're swinging at, you're not getting that hit, champ. If they're literally butt fucking you with their fist, you can still miss your shot. Like it doesn't just auto lock on because they're close. It's not like other MMOs, even action MMOs. This is the real deal. This is a fun game. I've seen a lot of people that hate PvP get into this game because it's like a survival game.
Taming of pets and mounts.
Like you can live. What is that game that you played? That medieval simulator?
Oh, Kingdom Come. I actually finished that too.
Imagine like the intensity and hardcoreness of Kingdom Come, but permanent death on a character. Like you die, you lose everything, and then you restart as a new character, new family, new race if you want. I think that's how that works. If it doesn't, then it's still you lose everything and have to respawn, and there's some kind of negative. And look at all the hot bars. You can see how deep this game goes. 4 hot bars.
What you choose to do
hot bars is, I remember fucking
well, if you look, it went like
Warhammer Online loved hot bars.
It went to your 1 through 0, and then it went your numpad, and then I think it was Control, Alt, and Shift, like the key bars. So, but this is a persistent sandbox world. It's pretty cool. This is an MMORPG for people that was looking for a hardcore PvP game. You know what? I'll show you. PvP. 1 verse 3. So you can see how intense the PvP can get.
It's not much, is it? Yeah. 200 gold's not hard to get.
The world's not. It's made in Unreal Engine. It looks beautiful, but it's like not great graphics. It's great for what it is. If you understand what I'm saying, like Kingdom Come isn't like a graphically superior game, but it is great for what it is.
Where's this guy?
Oh yeah, it was built by a very small development team, and I got to the end and realized, yeah, this story has just begun. So I looked into the sequel, and the sequel is supposed to be on the way. I guess they made quite a bit of money off Kingdom Come. It's become like a cult classic
game. Yeah, I've seen it.
It wasn't
more
very
popular lately because it goes on sale and more people are discovering it's a game that exists. But as you see, this guy got
so much
sniped. He got sniped at by a bow and arrow, and is now uncovering the fact that there's 3 people out on him.
Yeah, I was able to kill about 4 people. I think I'll pick it up again because there's stuff to do. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
I definitely finished it and it was worth it.
I recommend it. So enabling criminal actions allows people to PvP. Is that what that said? Enabling this option will allow your character to perform illegal actions like damage or loot other players. So there's a PvP flagging like New World.
Yeah, that's pretty much the standard. It gives you the power.
MMOs don't let you PvP, so it's really like if they do, you have to go to a separate menu, separate part of the game. It's its own thing. But some of the recent MMOs, like New World, Jeff Bezos, the big bald boss of Amazon, his game studio created a New World, the MMO, which we'll look at, and they have PvP flagging. It originally was supposed to be hardcore like this, where you do get anxiety, shaky, and shit when someone attacks you, because you may lose everything. But as you can see, the combat ain't that bad. Like it looks like they're fucking with them, because they all could have just got him right there. But what is this guy's name? He's a streamer, J45K. Shout out to you, guy. So what's your game?
The next game I would like to look at is another game that I picked up a little while ago called Dawn of War Soulstorm. It follows in the same vein as
Okay,
the
it's
other
Dawn of
40K
War.
game I
Yeah.
talked about. Yeah, it's just a Dawn of War game. Again, I like it. It's super cheap.
I
As you can
own
tell, I
3
got a
Dawn
thing
of
for the old
Wars.
games.
Was it Soulstorm?
Yeah. And then I got one more after this.
I don't know which one. It gave me Retribution.
Yeah, it does. Soulstorm's the one that you want to buy. When you buy it, buy the whole package, or just buy Soulstorm by itself. I believe Soulstorm is a standalone. It should stay
Right here.
within
It's
the
it's one of the first
description.
ones.
Yeah, it should say it in the description, the
I'll
whole
have to
bit.
blur this out. You could see it, but I'm gonna blur this out. I gotta remind myself, blur this out, cut this, snip it. Don't put your birthday on
Put in a
screen.
fake one. Just put you were born in like 1906.
I'm too
I never
autistic.
put
I
my
didn't
real
think about
birthday
that
in.
until now. Usually it sets my
Ever.
birth year, and I just say yes. All right, so this is Soulstorm. All right, we're back, guys. All right, so there's no videos for it, so we'll just have to look at the screenshots. But this is old school. What year? 2008. Xbox era. It's not bad. This is an RTS though, ain't it? Like a MOBA. No,
Yeah, it
Dawn
is
of War
just like
was a
Command and
MOBA
Conquer.
RTS. People told
Yeah,
me that.
Command
It
and
was like
Conquer.
yep. Command and Conquer with more like MOBA. Well, no, that was Dawn of War 3. That was like a MOBA.
There's only 2 resources you need in it. It's not horrible on that. My beef is when I play Warhammer, I just want to pick a bunch of units and throw them at the computer and see how I do, like a typical Warhammer game. The issue I have with this is you've got to be on top of everything, and then they make you build all these extra building, and it's like, I don't want to build all this shit. Just give me some points to make it like normal. So that's just a me thing. It's a great program. If you're into like Command and Conquer style games, fuck yeah, go hard.
All right,
You'll have
here's
a
the
good
menu.
time.
No commentary. This is cool.
Yeah,
This is
see,
a classic game.
that's nothing like the mod. The mod makes those things look so much better, and you get every single option that there is, pretty much.
Oh, there's more. Oh yeah, I didn't know there was more planets in 40K. Not 40K fantasy. This is fantasy, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
If there's other planets, then I don't know why. Graphics aren't bad. I mean, it's retro, but it's not bad.
Yeah, for what
Usually
it is,
those
and the
old-
newer ones are even better.
Oh, cool. Because the old, I just know old UIs and RTSs and RPGs and PC games were shit. It's chaotic, so I'm just gonna mute it. But look at that. That's pretty cool. I have Dawn of War 1, 2, and 3. I bought it in a Steam like Warhammer thing when I was supporting Nerdslayer before his mods decided to be cunts. Yeah, I have Dawn of War 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if I have DLC, but I do have those 3 games. This is not bad. This does look like an old MMO I've played, though, called Requiem. This is crazy, but this is what you bought, or?
Yeah, I owned it. I've actually owned it for a while. I bought it because it was on sale a few years ago, and I was like, I'll play it one day. Because I played Dawn of War 2 and Dawn of War 3 with my cousin, but I never owned Dawn of War 1 because it came out after. Dawn of War with 2 is new when we played it. Me and my cousin just wanted something to play together. So yeah, and then I just bought it just to have the collection. So I own all the Dawn of Wars now.
Well, see, Dawn of War sounds cool. I have a space sim that I'm interested in. I own, and I think some people should be aware of because, you know, people are like want to play Star Citizen. Console gamers also. That's why Elite Dangerous added an FPS update, which we're going to check out too if we have time. We might have to split this into a couple sessions because there's so many games. We might do 2, one for Christmas, one for New Year's.
We could just chat and have a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah, you know what? We could do that. And just, if I needed to, just segment it up and upload it. But this is X4 Foundations. It's essentially a space sim, but it's one of the few that allow you to leave your ship, walk through your ship, you know, go into
I always like that
space.
aspect.
You could space fly, like you get in a space suit and you have your thrusters, and it's realistic too, so it's hard to control.
What's the name of this one again?
X4 Foundations.
Yeah, I played X3. I played X3 and X2.
I own X. I used to own one of the early X's back when it was like old console, like when I was a kid in the 90s or early 2000s. But this is a space sim, 12K, and it has multiplayer functions. Like you have to sign up to their forum, their website, and log in. I don't know what it does, but I know there is multiplayer features. But this is
I
essentially...
bet it's like Eve.
Sort of. If you want Eve, you should check out Dual Universe, which is... Imagine No Man's Sky and Eve Universe, but everything's a sandbox. Like, there's corporations, there's mining companies, there's big conglomerates, big space battle, but the MMO's struggling. But anyways, this is Eve X4, I mean. I fucked up, I said Eve. Oh, I wanted to go to YouTube and see if it was, what kind of multiplayer it had. Because it's a very detailed space sim. Like, if you read the reviews, they say it's one of the most in-depth. X4 Foundations. Is there PvP? No, but wait, what is multiplayer then? Is it just... Oh, there's a multiplayer mod. See, that's weird that they have to mod it. Oh, this is pretty cool. Multiverse Voyage. So the UI in this game is pretty sick. They treat you like you're an actual person with, like, you know, those floating HUDs on your visor. But I guess there's multiplayer mod. That's pretty sick. This game's kind of new. See, it came out in 2018. And for space sims, you know, they come few and far between. X4 Foundations. Let's do... Oh, shit. What happened? My YouTube window just exploded, guys. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. It just said fuck you and pissed off, or what?
I guess. I'll go back to PvP and click that. There we go. This is a big firefight. The control in first person is a little bit hard, but it's like I said, it's a space sim. There we go. The combat is kind of like an MMO. Like, you got to click on your enemies, and you can hit spacebar to auto fire, but you can just click on them and it like auto tracks and shoots at them. So you don't have to do it, because I think if they made it too realistic when it came to combat, like too manual, people would quit.
Yeah, you gotta walk that fine line of just enough work to keep a guy interested, but like not so much that it seems like work.
Oh, see, now he's in third person. The ship combat is pretty cool. Like, you can click and attack enemies because your turrets move. It treats it like you're in space, like it's futuristic. So you can have AI like aim and shoot for you. You just gotta click. So there is like Eve type of elements in this. But this is a single player game. I guess there's a multiplayer mod. But X4 Foundations, Space Sim. But I got another one. There's an MMO that came out recently for whatchamacallit, for mobile, but it also cross-platform to consoles, I believe. I'm gonna pull up Tower of Fantasy right here, and then we're gonna check out console gameplay. Oh, I spelled it wrong.
It's there.
Xbox.
Mrs. Sticks and I have been playing a lot.
Oh, so I guess it hasn't released on console yet. But, so, Tower of Fantasy is a mobile game. It's for you mobile players out there, and those on PC that are interested. But imagine Genshin Impact mixed with an MMORPG, and that's what you get. Arguably better combat. It focuses more on combos and special moves. But you can see they kind of cater to those Avatar folks. But this is real game graphics. This is what it does look like when you're in the game. Let me pull up some PvP so you can see what combat is like. It's not automated. It's not heavily automated like other mobile games for those people that know about mobile games and MMOs. But here's your PvP arena.
Yeah, this looks like the games my kid plays.
I keep knocking my bake over. Sorry, people listening. I'll try to limit that. But this is one of these MMOs that are like really anticipated because it was a mobile MMO coming to PC and they were focusing on porting it correctly, and they did. I haven't played this too heavily, but I know people that have. Folks that hate MMOs minus the fact they're able to kill new players and piss them off. Yeah, they're kind of like, they're bordering that Ross rage. But you can see.
Yeah, that one's good. Go ahead.
Oh, you can finish what you're saying since your joke is going to be better. See, did you forget what you said? I forgot what I said because we interrupted each other and I stopped.
The actual question I want to ask really was just if it was two real people fighting in this clip, and I think it is. Yeah,
Yes.
okay, yeah. That's what I wanted to make sure.
It
just seems like the random movement weren't computer movements. So.
Yeah, it's true. It was a human movement. It was tactics. As you can see, endgame people, it's an MMO, like Asian MMO, so it's like heavily numbers based. So as you can see, these fights last a while. So if you
it's like 10,000 to hit.
Yeah, so
a million hit points.
If you understand RPG like PvP, like action combat against other players, imagine that times 50 because the battle's drawn out. So you get like sweaty hands, shaking, anxious because you're like, oh, I gotta win.
Gorilla hands.
Yeah. I like the fantasy sci-fi aspect of it because it does it nice. And this person barely won. I think it's because they ran away. Like, I'm not judging their tactics, but that's Tower of Fantasy. It's a free-to-play game, as you can see, and it has 1,000 very positive recent reviews and almost 5,000 mostly positive over time. This is the first 2 hours on record. See, a lot of these 2 hours on record, I don't really listen, but if a lot of people say the same thing with like an hour in, that's kind of one of my tips to, this is a review I should consider. But what do they say? Pay to win, of course. It's a free-to-play game. Power creeping. Yeah, that's the point of MMOs. Like, once you get to a certain level, the difficulty ramps up, and it's up to the game to make that leveling good. Everyone who says it's a fair game is clearly lying. It's like the basic NFT scam in a game. All right, this guy is mad. This guy is just mad because the cash shop. Classes are unbalanced. The dungeons are very empty and boring. You only have 2 hours on record. You can't. I don't believe someone can get a full, like, detailed review of an MMO 2 hours in, unless the game allows you to do PvP dungeons and shit within the first 2 hours. But if it's an MMO, dungeons last like anywhere 15-20 minutes. PvP should last like 5 minutes about. So there's no way you accomplished a lot in the game to have an idea that this game's shit. But it looks like it's mostly just a cash shop. If you don't want any gacha at all in your game, wait for Blue Protocol, which is another free-to-play anime MMO. If it has to be anime next year. But this person's complaining that anime MMOs have a pay-to-win cash shop. He's just mad about it, which I agree. Most online games have a crazy cash shop that features pay-to-win or pay for convenience or pay for advantage mechanics. Do you have any games that you've played that have like a cash shop that allows you to buy power or experience boosts?
Nope. I refuse to even fucking support those types of games. The only thing I get that's even close, I just don't support it, so I don't buy those games. Closest I get is like Vermintide, where you can buy skins, and I've played a couple other games.
Don't they have like XP
I can't remember off the top of my head.
See, with like Vermintide, like pay to win, like if it's a non-PvP game and the only competitive edge in the game is leaderboards, pay to win stuff is alright. Like, yeah, it sucks that someone in your squad is like 5 times more powerful than you, but it's not PvP, everyone's working together. So the only disadvantage is the fact they're paying for a better leaderboard position. But most games that have pay to win mechanics, it's usually competitive and it's bad. I used to not care. Like, I would tell, like, people in Kira TV's Discord would judge me because I'd say pay to win isn't that bad. I don't care. I mean, it's not bad. I don't care. I still play the game. Like, I played Arcade Unlimited or Unleashed or whatever. And it's super pay to win. Black Desert I played and I enjoyed. But now, like, if I'm actually going to play a game, since I value my time and I try to make it content, so I kind of hit two hobbies on the head. I don't fuck with pay to win at all anymore. I used to not care, but I just don't support it because there's too many games, too little time to waste with something that's going to give me a disadvantage in 30 hours. Maybe sooner. But what's your next game?
I think this will be my last one. I'm feeling a little stiff. My back's still a
No,
little
you're
fucked
good.
up.
We got so many that we
Usually
can
go for a
probably
little
do
walk
3
around the
episodes.
house.
But what is your last one, sir?
My last game is a game called Battle Brothers.
I think I heard of this.
This game makes me want to fucking blow my brains out. And
Oh,
I try and play it every few months. It's so hard. It is one of the single hardest games I've ever played in my life.
Is this an RTS?
It takes you so long to get going. And yes, I understand that you can min-max and get these things, but I'm telling you, like, the death ratio in that game is fucking unreal to the point where I can't have fun with it. I'd
You're
have
saying
to
it's Game of
cheat or
Thrones,
something to do it.
So much death.
Oh man, it's worse than that. So it's got the same movement as Bannerlord. So you move around just like Bannerlord. When you hit the space bar, time pauses. When you move, everything else moves. You can do it. You can be a trader. There's missions. It's actually a lot like Bannerlord. It's Bannerlord light, to be honest, but Bannerlord way deadlier too.
Yeah.
Less graphics.
Combat looks
obviously.
simplified, so I'm guessing the gameplay is in building your nation and your army and engaging with the enemies. And
No, you're just mercenaries. Just mercenaries. You start with like 3 people.
Playing then.
And good fucking luck from there, people. I've tried so many different ways of playing it. I've tried buying expensive guys off the bat, working up slowly, and it doesn't seem like, yeah, see that guy's lost his head?
Yeah.
You could have put like 500 fucking gold into that guy in like 18 hours and he just straight up dies.
It looks very
So if you hate
simplified.
yourself and you want to punch your computer screen repeatedly, buy this game. Oh yeah, they make it seem like you have all that stuff too. No, you fucking don't. You start with like dirt. I'm a little bitter because I tried playing it 2 weeks ago and I couldn't fucking get anywhere.
I want to say,
I know I just suck at the game, but it's a hard game. Everybody in the fucking comment thing will probably agree with me too.
I'll check.
Oh,
but I was
the
going to say the
undead
combat
is
is
just
simplified.
wild.
It's just icons that pull out a weapon.
Yeah, it's very easy.
Yeah, that it's a very simplified like combat. There's nothing flashy to watch. The gameplay is in like building your mercenary group, leveling up, adventuring, the story. But
no, it's about not dying.
Oh,
you can
there's
simplify
no
it.
Story?
Just try to survive. That's your whole thing. Yeah, I hate this fucking game so much. I want other people to share in my misery.
Reviews. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great game. I just suck at it. But maybe other people will love it.
All right, let's read what this guy says. Often frustrating, but still crazy addictive. If you played XCOM, it's like XCOM, and love the natural storytelling that arose from the soldiers making it despite impossible odds, or your best soldier sacrificing himself to hold the line while others escaped, you're going to love this game, as your mercs will have even more unique personality and even greater ability to specialize. All right, so this is all into like just the adventure then. That's cool. 19 hours. Completely ridiculous and infuriating difficulty that entirely saps the joy away from what otherwise could be an excellent game. So, 2 sides of the same coin. That's okay. So, I'm going to look up one more gameplay footage before we go to my thing. Battle Brothers. And this is a game you bought or that you're interested in?
I own it. Yeah, I bought it on release. My brother-in-law was talking about it. He's like, it's so much fun. And he can get further in it than I can. He likes that type of shit more. Plus, I think he played on easy mode. I refuse to play games on easy mode, so I've just been suffering my ass off.
Normal or hard, depending on what the default is. Unless it's like Call of Duty and it makes you do that little training thing to determine, which is unfair.
Those monsters, that monster there, they're showing right now, that Knacker thing.
Lovecraftian monster?
That is so fucking frustrating because it kills you and then it becomes another one. So as it kills your guys, it makes more. And then it like grows. If it kills you, it grows a size and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger as it mows through your dudes. And one of them wiped out a party of 9 guys I had.
Oh, God,
so like
damn.
they're not fucking around. So if
That's
you hate your
insane.
life and you want to suffer and you want to prove me wrong and say I'm bad at games, buy that fucking game.
And there's weapon
Try not to blow
durability
your
too.
brain.
That's annoying, but that's where it gets hard. I want to say a lot of these icons are from the Unity asset store, and if they did cut, if they do claim this is theirs, they took the icons and changed the color palette. But I'm not judging. I'm just saying this looks like a Unity game. But some of the Unity games I've played seem like they're flops. They look shit. They look like mobile games. And then an hour into gameplay, it's like, holy fuck, I'm glad I found this. But let's see. This is the most replayed section of the video. Are you gonna fight anything, bro? So this is adventuring. Just an
Yeah, this is just showing how you move around. So just like Bannerlord, you move around the map, and the map is different every time you play. Different seeds.
Oh, there's
so it's a different experience.
There's an MMO that uses that overland style exploration. It's called Shroud of the Avatar, made by Richard Garriott, the Ultima guy. Lord British. But that's Battle Brothers gameplay. Okay. So my last game I'm going to recommend people to be if you're looking for a new game on Christmas, be it PC like Steam or console. We covered, I think we covered a variety. We don't have enough time to cover all the ones I had. If you ask Mr. Man, I had like 15, 20 videos. Like there's Stalker.
Yes,
2.
I just kept scrolling down. I was like, Jesus Christ, how much time does he think we have?
Yeah, well, I grabbed a lot just to cover. We're going to do Stalker 2, which is the second game in the Stalker series. And it's Metro was the developers of Metro split from the people that made Stalker. Like they were on the same team. That's why it seems so similar. Their inspiration came from the same book, Stalker, or it's the movie. But this is Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl.
Ля как спали. Ну, чё там?
Готово.
Ну и пошли они нахрен.
Why does he have a first and last name?
Спасибо тебе. Ты многим сталкерам жизнь спас.
I'm gonna turn this up.
Ну, давай, малюй картину маслом.
You
Look
do
at that
Stalker.
weapon model. Look at that. The water on it. The wear and tear. The bronze or brass.
Water on
copper.
it's impressive.
Yeah.
Like, no lie.
Most games only get water on the screen correctly, but this game has like that residual. It's hot and there's water on it, or it just got rained on or splashed. I mean, Stalker AI has always been intelligent, but how is looting going? Ooh, it's like Tarkov, where it's hard to determine what's lootable. That's gonna be fun.
Вот поэтому я ни в какие разборки и не...
This is totally like Tarkov. Actually, Tarkov is like Stalker, and then the new Stalker is like Tarkov, which is inspired by Stalker. Obviously, and they're all inspired by Andrew Tarkovsky. Obviously.
лезу. Не хочу.
I've always wanted to watch the Stalker movie
поймать.
and commentate on it.
Ну, не знаю. Между аномалией и маслиной я уже лучше пулю выберу.
Look at that! This is so much better than before. This is a great swamp.
I'll mod the living shit out of that too.
Oh, dude, I have a Stalker Anomaly mod, which is a mod already. Stalker Anomaly is all 3 games put into one with uncut content. And then I have that, and then a modder released his own mod pack of all the stuff he's done. There's like 320 something mods, and it kind of remakes the game to look as detailed as this. You know, there's some hiccups, but the graphics are as amazing as this. But look at this anomaly, it's floating. It's so cool, I love the effects. And he's throwing those bolts to see if where the anomaly is.
Вот ты говоришь, а я прям вижу красоту эту. Не первый год в зоне, вроде примелькалась уже. а каждый день удивляет.
Зона надоесть не может. Говорят, ты знаешь, где вход в фундамент.
This is so cool, dude. I'll cut to gunplay and then we'll talk about it. Oh, look at that. I like how you did the bloodsuckers are terrifying. Well, that's Stalker 2. That's coming out. And then there's Atomic Hearts, which is another radiation zone game. This is not what I wanted to cover, but we'll do a quick one on this.
Yeah, it's right there. I mean, we're passing the way by.
Yeah, and then my final stop, which is New World. I talked about it already, but I'm playing it now.
Yep. Most of my family plays it.
Ooh, well, that's it relates to what the fuck? Why are their asses so good and they're robots? So it's gonna be weirded out by the comment. I'm gonna have to mute that. Or is this like a classic shooter where you just go to a level and everyone's crazy? It's hard to determine. Look at that. Oh, this is just a cutscene. I don't want to play the music. But this person's going to forehead stab this person in the abdomen. Oh, that's so cool. So you have like zone powers. It's like Stalker, but you have magic powers. Oh, look at that. You're somewhere in Ukraine. It always takes place in Ukraine. Oh, that's so sick. Look at that. Oh, it's so cool, the stacks in the background. It's a very loud for a video. What the fuck? Actually, I'm gonna say, imagine the concept of, like, viewers or listeners rather, imagine the concept of Stalker, but put in, like, the Dead Island universe. Where zombies are, it's just you and a few survivors, and you create your own melee weapons, and you have like magic powers. It's similar to, it looks like it's similar to Dead Island. And anybody watching this will probably agree. Good cut. Oh, good trailer though. What the fuck is that shooting water? Look at the water physics. People are probably infuriated because I keep stopping, but I want to talk about this shit. Look at the water, though. Right here.
I like how the debris goes flying.
Yeah. The physics in the game is good. The little details. The particle effects, the electricity isn't too egregious, and so is the fire. It's not like super hardcore, it's mild like it would be. But it's a lot of tentacles and robots. And then these weird things. What the fuck? Alright, so I don't know what I would call this game, but this is Atomic Heart. And it comes out next year. It looks pretty nuts. You have radiation powers. I have noticed an uptrend in Serious Sam style games. What was that one? It was like Bright Memory or something. It was some chick character. And you fought in the sci-fi world. Then there was that Ghost Tokyo or whatever, where you're some dude with magic powers in Tokyo. I've been noticing games like that. They would be called Souls-like because they're first person and then you have all those bosses, but interesting. The last game I have for you guys is Amazon Game Studios' New World. It's pretty interesting. It's an open world MMORPG with PvP flagging. I've talked about it before, but this is Christmas. Their recent reviews are very positive. They have 4,000 very positive recent reviews. But let's see. This is the patch trailer update, whatever you want to call it.
Brimstone Sands. For 5,000 years, its mysteries have remained hidden.
It looks that good in game too.
This is a place where time has no meaning. And for those brave enough to face the challenge, riches await.
Have you noticed the common theme for new games is like Lovecraftian type corruption with like tentacles and mold and shit? Have you noticed that? Like,
Yeah,
we
it's
just
just a
watched 3
cycle
games
thing.
with like Lovecraftian infection.
Because the well of originality is all dried up.
Yeah, but this is the New World update. They added a new biome, so it's still getting regularly updated, patched, all that. And I want to show the PvP because it's action combat, kind of like like we talked about with Mortal Online or even Bannerlord. If you miss your fucking shot, you miss your fucking shot. Magic is you have to have pixel perfect aiming with magic. PvP, no commentary. Apparently this is PvP, so let's see. There we go. So PvP works in big groups if you're not open world flagging. But you can see is chaotic and spread out like any other MMO, but this time you have to fucking aim. And it's interesting though. It's like there's so many new weapons in the game. There's like 13, 14 weapons now, which is a lot for an action MMO or an action game period. So there's a lot of different builds. But it's not like old games where you have a whole hotbar either. As you can see, when you change weapon right here, you only have 3 abilities. It's your Q, E, and R key. So you have 2 weapons, 4 hotbar like potion slots or food slots. And I like this though, because it requires you to focus on 2 weapons or 1 weapon and not rely on just like 1,000 spells. I kind of miss the days where MMOs had like 1,000 magic spells, but at the same time I like how they refine their combat to where it's more skill than actual abilities. But oh, you messaged me. No, never mind. That's just me reading your old message. But this is New World. So, what are your Christmas plans? I said Thanksgiving. What are your Christmas plans, Mr. Man, since we're kind of wrapped up now?
This year we're just going to visit relatives for Boxing Day, and that's about all. My parents live close, so we'll do that. Christmas Day, we'll swing over there. Oh no, it's fucking freezing out, so there'll be no activities unless it warms up. It's the only shitty part about living so far.
Headphone cord. But where I'm at, we have like this storm warning. Our apartments even texted us en masse to tell us like how to take care of our pipes and avoid being frozen in and not having water. It's kind of scary because 10 years ago, Ohio got this ice storm, and it was like the worst ice storm I can remember in 20 years, where I couldn't go to school for 4 days because the buses, like their bus routes were all screwed up and one got in a wreck. But people are freaking out saying it's going to be worse than it was 10 years ago, so my sister's staying with us. Well, not us, me. Got her newborn baby and a fucking year-old puppy. But we're all going to hang out for Christmas, do this weird gifts exchange. We're doing this thing where it's cheap, $15. What you do is you put it in a pot and you're given, you hand the gift to the person on your right, and if you don't want that specific gift, you trade it off with people that didn't accept their gift, and then, if you're the last one, you're the last one.
Interesting.
It's to make it to where you aren't just specifically buying someone a gift and they feel like, they weren't cared about it, so there's no jealousy or anything. Everyone has like the same, value type of gift, and it's going to be a generic gift that anybody could probably enjoy, so it's safe. It's pretty cool. I like to spend time with my family and my Mexican uncle. He's dope. And I still have the
I see my
PvP
family
plan.
all the time. See my family all the time, so I'm pretty lucky in that way.
Oh yeah. But that's it for episode 1. Technically, our second recording for this, but this is episode 1 of theREALM. This is kind of a holiday game list. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to title this, but essentially what it was is us going through games that we're neither interested in or that are coming out for you to buy for this holiday with your Christmas money, as my long-winded intro said. With that being said, keep an eye out for, I got some Underdorks coming, and I also have quite a bit of gaming videos. I cover a new action RPG called Wolong, which is essentially Neo 3, made by the people that made Neo, but it has kind of a Dynasty Warriors vibe to it. That's going to be a short video, and I think that's it. That's it for my long-winded outro. Mr.
Right
Man,
on. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Mr. Man, thanks for coming by. Y'all have a good one, listeners.